Hi, my name is Chris Tipton, and the topic that I chose for this project is that the minimum wage should be increased to $15 an hour. Now, there's a few reasons for this, and a few reasons, why it's practical. One is that it improves the standard of living. Two is that it increases employee morale, and three is that it benefits minorities. Now, to start off with that first reason, according to an article by the National Law Review, they say that raising the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour would improve the overall standard of living for minimum wage workers. And I think that this is definitely true because I know every place like has kind of a different minimum wage. Like it's different from state to state, and even more different like in the counties of each state. I know here in where I live in DuPage County, Illinois, I think it's $12 an hour. Um, but either way, that's really not enough to have like a livable salary. And increasing it to 15 an hour would like greatly improve people's chances of being able to, you know, live on their own. And another source that I found by Investopedia says that the primary argument advanced in favor of raising the minimum wage is that higher earnings would improve the overall standard of living for minimum wage workers by providing them with a more appropriate level of income to handle the cost of living increases. And that is another thing. There is definitely a higher cost of living nowadays, and um, raising the minimum wage could really help out a lot of people with that higher cost of living. And within that source, there is kind of the counter argument to this, in that it will increase the cost of living because if the minimum wage goes up, the price of everything will go up, and that's true. But I don't think it would be by that much. But it is still something to think about. Um, so the second main reason why I think that the minimum wage should be raised to $15 an hour is that it would greatly improve employee morale. And I can definitely attest to this because, to be completely honest, I make 12 and a half dollars an hour, which is only 50 cents above the minimum wage. And I feel like if I were to make, a lot more, like it would increase my morale as an employee. And as it is, I try to, do my best in my job, but it would feel better to be kind of better compensated for my quality of work. So for I actually, according to the same source by the National Law Review, it says not only will happier employees lead to more cohesive, productive workforce, but it could also result in higher levels of customer satisfaction. And that's true too, because a lot of businesses, really what they're known for is either really good or really terrible customer service. There's really nobody talks about the in between. And if workers were better compensated for their work, then that could potentially, improve their morale. And because of that, it could improve their customer service ability. Because if you're fed up with your job and you're fed up with your terrible pay for it, then you're naturally going to be pessimistic with your, work ethic, and just, and then people will see that and they'll take it as bad customer service. Along with that, according to the Investopedia article, meanwhile, an intangible benefit that could translate into tangible benefits for both companies and employees is improved employee morale from higher wages. And that kind of goes along the same thing. Um, it's kind of just a different way of saying the first thing I said. Um, and kind of to tie those two together, there's another source from the Future of Working that says with a higher minimum wage that extends to all worker opportunities, there's a real chance to keep experienced workers happy. And that's true, because that's kind of what I was saying in the beginning. I consider myself an experienced worker. I've worked at my job for a little over 2.5 years at this point, so I definitely do have the experience. And my manager kind of treats me like a right hand man almost. But I still feel like I could be paid a little bit more for what I'm doing, especially considering my personal quality of work. Now, I know everyone has a different work ethic, but it would still be nice to even have that work ethic boosted by, by financial means. So it might improve everyone's work ethic if the minimum wage was increased to 15 an hour. And the final reason for this is that it benefits minorities. So according to the National Law Review article, it says that proponents argue that increasing the minimum wage to $15 an hour will also benefit minority workers and women. And this could be true because there is a lot of, wage gap type stuff happening. So to have it be that like for everyone, and especially in fields where, or like kind of low income fields, it could really help, minorities and women. Um, and then along with that, let's see, according to the Investopedia article, it says a related potential benefit is a projected reduction in the need for federal and state government expenditures on financial aid for poor and low income individuals. And this is a very true statement because a lot of people in kind of low income situations rely a lot on the government for financial, aid. And if the minimum wage were to be increased, this kind of could be cut a little bit. I'm not saying that, it would fully get rid of, financial aid services, but it could definitely kind of, bring them down a little bit, so that people just wouldn't need them. And it's good that those services are there, but it would be even better if people wouldn't need those services. Um, and those are pretty much the three main reasons why increasing the minimum wage to $15 an hour would be good. To kind of recap, it would it would improve the standard of living, of course. It would increase employee morale, and it would benefit minorities and those in low income situations. So that's pretty much all there is. So thank you guys for watching, and good luck with your videos.